Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So check this out, right? I was in the gym working out, and a certain song had came on, right, on my playlist, and like I started getting pumped up, right, pumped up, and this, that, and the other, right. And in that moment, right, like I understood how I always understood this, but like in that moment, I realized that certain things that we allow through the ear canal can really change, you know what I'm saying, your mood, your atmosphere, or whatever the case may be, right? And I had a conversation with someone before, and I was telling them about certain things that I don't do, or like how I try to guard what I listen to. And you know what I'm saying? I just try to guard for my mental. And they were telling me like, oh, well, yeah, but this, that, and the other, right? And I was like, I'm telling you what works for me. So if I'm telling you what works for me, and something inside of you then has to tell me about how it's not bad and this, that, and the other, right? That's something that's conflicted going on with you. And I think a lot of us fall victim to this, right? Now, I don't cuss. That's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not what I do. And a lot of times when people are around me for a long extended period of time, they like start to be like I don't hear you cuss. And I always tell them like it's just something that I don't do. I don't go into details because I find out that when you try to go into details about something, sometimes a person's natural reaction, especially if it's something that they do, is to defend it. So it becomes an argument. So I normally just be like, nah, I just don't, you know what I'm saying? That's not me. I don't drink. You know what I'm saying? And when I find myself around people that partake, they will try to defend the stance on why it's not bad. And I'm always like, I'm just telling you what I don't do. So for you to have to turn that around and be like, well, you know, how's that bad? Just that another. I'm always like, I'm just telling you what I do for me. This is for me. I'm not trying to change you. And if you feel that I'm trying to change you, you got to stop and ask yourself, well, what's going on with you? Because your views is not going to change mine. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing like with politics, right? When you get in a conversation with someone and they take the stance of being on the right, you take the stance of being on the left. Y'all colliding is never going to get the point across. They're going to believe what they're going to believe. You're going to believe what you're going to believe. And you're not going to change their mind. They're not going to change your mind. And having those type of conversations is what causes the chaos. Then you leave saying, man, I can't talk to them. They leave this, that, and other. When at the end of the day, if you go into certain situations, understanding that you're not going to change their mind. See, for me, action speaks louder than words. Sometimes, and I know I get on some people's nerves because my outlook is always from a positive standpoint. I could be going through some stuff or, you know, telling someone about some stuff and they're like, oh, this, that, and other. And I'm like, well, you know what, God gonna make a way. If I went through some stuff before and he made a way, he gonna make a way about this. And then the other person might got every excuse on why the outcome is not so destined, right? Then I sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm guilty, I'm human. I find myself arguing about how, listen, God has always came through. Even when it didn't look like, you know, the outcome didn't look like how I wanted it to look, he is still for the greater good. So that no that I received might trigger something in me at that time, but 2 years down the line, that no saved my life. But when you're talking to certain people that don't believe that, they don't believe that. And when they're talking to you and they start to make it look like your positivity is a problem, that's when you have to start guarding your ear canal. That's when you got to withdraw from some of these conversations. And it's real. I come on here and I post. I do this, right? And a lot of times I'll have people that hit me, you know what I'm saying, off of social media, and they'll tell me like, yo, keep doing what you're doing and this, that, and the other, right? And, you know, sometimes that bothers me. Like sometimes that bothers me, right? Because I'm like, you know, you're telling me this, but why can't you say that publicly? Because now I have the question, right? Is the reason why you can't say it publicly because behind my back you saying, why he keep making these posts? Ain't nobody listening to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always have to sit back and I ask myself these questions, right? Like, or I'll have people that, you know what I'm saying, say that they love me or whatever, they wish the best for me, right? And they'll tell me, right? This is the worst. They'll tell me something of like some profound like type thing of like, you know, I read somewhere such and such and such and such. And sometimes I sit back because I'm human. Sometimes I sit back and I get upset because I'm like, yo, I said that 2 years ago. So that lets me know, because you're so familiar with me, it didn't hit you in a way. But someone else says it. Oh, now it resonates with you. So some of the demons that I had to battle was to be able to sit back and just be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Because now I know where I stand with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to say, okay, cool. Cool. All right, cool. Now I have to guard my conversations that I have with you. And see, a lot of times people think that you got to make a grand announcement or you got to show out, you got to crash out. No, you don't have to. All you have to do is understand that you are in control of what you allow in here. Because what comes in here eventually is going to end up in here. And that's why sometimes you can have conversations with people and they're speaking to your demons, right? They're making you feel good. They're making you feel like, yeah, this, that, and the other, right? You gravitate towards them because they're speaking to something that you've already felt. And when that happens, when you talk to the next person that you like, man, I just can't believe, man, this, oh my God, that woe is me. And then you're like, well, listen, man, it could always be worse. I know somebody who just passed away. I know somebody that just got a diagnosis from, you know what I'm saying, that's saying that they got cancer. And they would literally look at you and be like, oh my God, here you go. You got a this, that, and the other, right? But the person that they just had a conversation with, when they came to them and said, man, my life is going so messed up. And then that person says, man, who you telling? Man, I'm going through some stuff too. Because that trauma, that inability to believe, y'all pair with each other. Next thing you know, you looking up and the world is such a cold, cold place. And the person that you're supposed to be assigned to, that's going to not talk to your inner demons, you shun them away. That's the story of my life. I got people, you know what I'm saying, that that's around me that, you know, you can talk to and it's raining outside and they would be like, oh my gosh, it's supposed to flood and this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah. And then my response to that would be like, well, dang, you know, you was just talking about the grass is looking brown and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. And then they'll get upset with me. Oh, here you go, this, that, and other. And I'm like, what do you want from me? Do you want me to get onto your level? To make how you feel, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, no, I can't do that because I'm not built like that. What's for me, I'm never going to get into a situation and tell you you're wrong. If you choose to do those things that I don't do, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. If you ask me why I don't do it, I'm going to tell you why I don't do it, but I'm not trying to convict you. And the problem is when you know that you are in an inner struggle, when I say what I don't do and it gets on your nerve. If I say I don't do something and your response is, but you know what I'm saying? You did this. That's how I know you are in the inner struggle. And we all have some type of struggle. But the thing is, you have to put a name to it. You have to know that it's a struggle. And you have to not be okay with it being like that. I can't stand when I see people that are okay with being not okay. I can't stand fair weather people. That they're good when everything is going good. But when something bad happens, all of a sudden, everything that was going good does not have that same ring. That annoys me, and I try my best to steer away from it. I do. I try my best to steer away from it because it starts aggravating me. So I just have to, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And I just leave them alone. So anyways, man, I hope this video, you know what I'm saying, really helps somebody out there, because somebody out there is struggling with that. You don't have the right people around you. Because when you go to complain, you don't have nobody in your circle that's going to check you and be like, hey, listen, you talking about this job and how you can't stand it, but you receiving a paycheck. But look at all of these people that's not. You talking about this situation and somebody somewhere did not wake up this morning. You talking about your situation and there's somebody out there who literally can't eat. See, there's a difference between being hungry and starving. My kids will tell me that they hungry and it ain't nothing to eat and it's a freezer full of stuff. Right? See, there's a difference. But then there's a set of a family that's waking up this morning that all they got is a loaf of bread. It's a difference. And when you don't have the right people around you and you don't have the right mindset, hunger looks like you're starving.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.